everyone. Okay, so I'm going live and I'm talking today about key habit to start practicing from week 3 after weight loss surgery. Really, this live is for everyone because if you're pre-surgery, then this topic is going to be of interest. So key habits to practice from week 3 after your weight loss surgery. Pre-surgery, you're going to say, good. Okay, I'm going to be listening for the future, but really these are just key habits that I work with clients to start practicing from week 3. So let us start. Well, actually, before we get into it, I'll talk about a bit about the why. And also I want to let people know that during my lives, you can even ask questions that are off topic. And I'm fine with that. So if I'm talking, I'll come back and I might scroll and come back and catch those questions. So lovely. Now, really what I'm talking about today is starting really early in your weight loss surgery journey about laying those foundations down and what I call about the foundations of really great habits that not only help you maximize your weight loss and the benefits of your weight loss surgery, but also those habits that you continue to do that keep it off. Okay, and I start in week 3 because these are practicing. There's no perfection. It is just practicing, and we need to keep practicing things to establish them as habit. So I've got 5 things that you can start doing from week 3. Okay, and I say week 3 because week 3 is around also when people are on starting their food, their puree. Some people are starting it a little bit earlier than that. But it's a good time. The first 2 weeks I really focus on with people about fluid. So Natasha, it is sip, 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 sip. So yeah, lovely. I'll start. Well, actually, I'll talk about what I'll answer that one. Somebody is week 3. I think you might have meant scared. Oh, please tell me why you're scared. Someone's feel guilty about eating your favourite food once a week and then go back to eating little meals. Look, it is about balance, and we'll come to that. 6 months in a stall. I've got 5 things to start practicing from week 3. The first one is protein. And when I talk about protein first, we want to build up intake from week 3 when we're really starting to eat and we're eating some of our protein, drinking some of our protein. We want to start building that up because it obviously supports feeling good, keeping muscle, helping your weight loss, okay? And with my clients, I don't give them, you've got to eat this amount and you've got to drink this amount. We build up comfortably because when I say comfortably, I don't want people pushing food down or being uncomfortable. From day 1, we start, or from week 3, when we start eating, we practice the 3 bites of protein food to 1 bite of other. So this is under a year and we start this in week 3. 3 bites of scrambled egg to 1 bite of banana. That's probably a different combination. 3 bites of pureed chicken to 1 bite of pumpkin. So that 3-to-1 ratio, start practicing that from that week 3, can really help keep that protein first. And it links in with another thing that I'll talk about soon, which is obviously stopping when we're satisfied, but that 3-to-1. Over a year, I give people a general guide of 2 bites of protein to 1 bite of other, because as you move further from surgery, you can eat more. And we get to a point where we go, great, you're eating enough protein, great. We're going to do 2 bites to 1. And what that means is on our plate, we're getting enough protein, but we can put more of those other foods around. And those other foods are the whole grains and the fruits and the vegetables. So we get more fibre in, so beautiful. So number 1 is protein first. And part of that week 3, when I start working with people, is we start looking at where does protein come from in our food? Which of our high protein foods are we tolerating? How do we kind of estimate our protein intake? And we start getting that skill and that knowledge. So that's number 1. Number 2 is regular meals. And people think after weight loss surgery or before surgery, I'll never forget to eat. I love food, and it's really a very scheduled day after surgery. It's very scheduled, regular meals, stopping and starting drinking, which I'll talk about, and then it's eating really regularly, and it's a very scheduled day. But getting prepared and getting into that habit of regular meals is really important, because you can't eat enough after your weight loss surgery to sustain you for hours and hours, and you're not going to be able to eat enough at only say 3 meals to reach your protein intake, we need to have some protein shakes, which I consider meals. I call them meals. But yes, that's number 2. Number 3, this one is really simple to understand and much more challenging to do. Small bites, chew well, eat slowly, stop when you're satisfied. And I'm going to say it again in a minute. Even when we start eating pureed food, I'm talking to my clients about this, and we're talking about strategies and techniques to have small bites, chew well, eat slowly, and stop when we're satisfied. Now let's break this down. Small bites. You can get a small teaspoon and we can do things like that. And we can use the size of our nails and things like that to help us really get those small bites. Chewing well, there's strategies to help. I talk to people about how strategies to remind them to chew and eat slowly. And how I also talk about the eat slowly is you may have, and it's very common that, and I've heard it lots over the years, that people before their weight loss surgery say they eat really quickly. What also happens after weight loss surgery is when people start eating and they go, well, I'm eating a lot slower. But your tummy can say, I want you to eat even slower. And it can feel like painfully slow, really, really slow. So eating slow. And the other part of this that's really challenging, and people might want to share about this, is that the word satisfied, I do love the word satisfied. We want to stop when we've had enough, not full. But the challenge is after weight loss surgery, your sensations aren't the same. I've heard it enough. It's not the same. It's different for different people. How you feel in the body can be, some people say they feel a pain up here. Some people get a runny nose, people sneeze and all of those things. And it's about learning your sensations and listening. And what I do talk to people about is that before surgery, you probably have very clear, hungry, full, your body kind of was very loud, yelling at you with its sensations. After surgery, it's really great to be in a quiet place, sit quietly, focus inwardly, and really see what you're feeling in the body, because your body can be whispering to you, okay, that's enough. And I've heard it enough, and a lot of you will relate to this. From 1 teaspoon, like where you've had a teaspoon, you're satisfied. 1 more teaspoon can be really hard to pick. So that's number 3. So I'll just recap. Protein first. 2 is regular meals. Number 3 is small bites, chew well, eat slowly, stop when you're satisfied. Beautiful. Number 4 is not drinking before and after your food. What I will say is that all bariatric centres will recommend this. This is a really global recommendation. Some will say different times before and after weight loss surgery. I say 15 minutes before, 30 minutes after. Some people might say 30 minutes before, 30 minutes after. But the reason is, there's 2 reasons we want to get into this practice, and it can be really challenging, is when you drink fluids while you eat, you can wash out, kind of flush out the food out of your tummy or your pouch, and it means you're not satisfied for as long, and you might need to feel like you need to eat. And we want you to feel as satisfied for as long as you can from your high protein meal. And the other reason is when you drink, when you eat, you're filling yourself up and displacing some area that you could be putting good protein in there. So that's the reason. And I say 15 minutes before and 30 minutes after. I'm just hungry. Drinking protein shakes has been hard. I want to chew. And you're only 5 days. It is really challenging, okay? And you're 5 days post. What I will say is, people that after weight loss surgery, and you'll relate to it now, it's a physical journey, but it's also an emotional journey. Yes, we want to chew, we want that sensation, and hang in there, you'll get back to getting crunch in your diet, yeah. So in those early days, I do really, 1, fluid is super key. Where you're at, it's really sip, 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 sip. There are a lot of different strategies I use with people to get protein in if protein shakes don't sit. What I would recommend is cold, because that can be better. Some people do say they're hungry. Often when we explore it, it's emotional hunger, not so much physical. It's that wanting to chew, really missing food. You're feeling tired as well. So your key focus at the moment is really fluid. This first 2 weeks, the key goal is getting adequate fluid. You're at high risk of dehydration. That's all I can say. Just sip, sip, sip. Try different flavors. But the key goal really in these really early days is fluid more than protein. And often when you get more fluid in, you even feel better. But it is really challenging. I hope that's helped at all, but it's a hard one. So number 5 is Regular movement. This is one of the key habits. So yes, when you get home from surgery, you're recommended to walk around. When you see your doctor for your post follow-ups to check that you're healing well, you will get guidelines of when you can start more movement. But walking is a fantastic activity. There are so many benefits to getting regular movement in your life. And let's take out burning calories and for weight loss. It is great for stress relief and helping managing negative thoughts, helping with sleep, helping keep lean body mass on, keeping muscle on. There are so many lovely benefits to moving the body. And sometimes, often people have come out of maybe quite a sedentary life. It's been harder to move. And I always encourage people to go to their primary care provider and see if they can get some support to help them move their body if they need that, if you need that support to help get back into activity. I also encourage people to find things that they love. And my joke is you don't need to be in leg warmers and a leotard and being at the gym. If the gym is not for you, there are so many ways to move your body. The research shows that people that keep regular movement, they move their body on a regular basis after their weight loss surgery, they're more likely to keep their weight off in the long term. So finding things, and it can be going through different types of activities and finding the things you love. And I say to people, what did you like doing as a kid? What do you like doing activity on your own? Do you like doing it with somebody else? Like, what do you enjoy doing? And if we enjoy doing something, it might be bowling, it might be walking with a friend, it might be walking the dogs, it might be going back and playing, netball, or that's a bit Aussie. Sorry guys, that you think people might not know. It's kind of a slower version of basketball. For the netballers out there, they might be a bit horrified of that. That's how I explain it. But you can't run with the ball. But yeah, like team sports. So it's about finding what you really enjoy. So I'm going to recap and then I'll come back to some of the comments and the questions. So protein first. And from week 3, the 3 bites of protein to 1 bite of other. 2, regular meals. 3, small bites, chew well, eat slowly, stop when you're satisfied. 4, not drinking before and after your meals. And number 5 is regular movement. So I'm just going to go up and see if I've missed anything. I don't think I have. I'm also getting tired of my protein from animal. I took ways to get it from plant-based, but I did it for 10 days and my body felt sore. Oh, okay. So yeah, look, when it comes to getting protein, I really advocate for variety. And there are so many great sources of protein, animal and plant-based. So really, I would suggest that you get variety and you mix it up. I mean, I know people sometimes, if they don't get as much protein, they can feel very tired. I don't know about sore. So if you're working with me, we'd be investigating that. Like, a variety is super key. The thing is, when people go more plant-based protein, it's still doable, obviously, and there's lots of great sources. We just got to watch carbohydrate intake, because even the high protein, plant-based protein sources are higher in carbs. So we'd have to look at that. So being stalled after 6 months. So if you are 6 months post-surgery and you've stalled, now I always like to start by letting people know that, well, I would be asking how long since you had lost weight, because it's very normal for weight loss to slow down as you move further from surgery. And at the 6-month mark, it can definitely slow down. And so when I say this, some people can stop losing weight for 2 or 3 weeks. You just keep going. And then meaning you keep doing what you're doing and doing all the right things. And then you jump on the scales and it's moved. So weight loss in the early days can be quite consistent. Like, every time you hop on the scales, it's moving. As you get further from surgery, it's very normal for it to stop and start. But there are things happening, obviously, metabolically, but it's very normal. So I'd be asking you, how long since you've lost weight? Is it only a week, or keep a couple of weeks or 2? As a general answer, I come back and we just check the basics. We check, are we getting adequate protein? And guess what? Over your journey, it is really good to revisit your individualized protein goals. And that's what I do as a bariatric dietitian, is I do personalized protein goals. And it's certainly not one size fits all. And sometimes we need to get the protein up another notch, as I call it, and it can just help kickstart that weight loss, moving the body, regular meals, have some things started coming back in, drinking, calories, snacking, grazing. So there's a whole range of things, okay, that I would be looking at. But protein and going and doing 3 bites of protein, 1 bite of other, super key. Because when you do that, when you focus on do that 3 bites of protein, 1 bite of other, guess what? Things fall into place. Because also at the same time you're doing small bites, chewing well and stopping when you're satisfied, you will naturally displace carbohydrates. So your protein goes up, carbs go down, you get satisfied with less energy, but you're getting a good amount of protein. So let me know what you think, sister. Sorry, I think I called you Crystal. Oh, especially after COVID. Yeah, so you've stalled after having COVID, and it can be lack of energy to move the body, and it can take some time after COVID to recover. Beautiful. So you've got drinking water and getting sleep helps a lot. So sister, I don't know if that answered your question at all about being stalled at 6 months. In June, okay, I would be definitely wanting to, well, you're into fitness, so that's really good. I would be definitely, look, send me a DM if you want me to chat a bit more about that. June, you're obviously in one of those, a stall or a plateau, and I call it massaging the diet and looking at a few factors would be a really good thing, because we want to maximize that opportunity, and I call it squeeze out all the benefits out of the surgery that we can. Okay, drinking water, yeah, so it helps. Okay, this is what I was looking for. Okay, the Daisy, preventing hair loss now. Do you want the good news or the bad news? That's probably a bit of a bad joke, in the sense that the months 3 to 4 months through to the 6-7 month mark, it's very normal to lose weight. You have had significant weight loss. Your body says, crikey, if it's in a different language, it's a different country, to say something else. We've lost too much weight. We haven't got enough animals to kill. We're in famine. We need to conserve all our energy. Let's put more of our hair follicles from growth phase to dormant phase. And the dormant phase are what fall out. So it's very normal in that period. You take your vitamins, you get regular pathology, you get your protein. Around 6-7 months, you notice it's stopping, and you notice little hairs. That's showing you it's slowing down, and it grows back. So that is the bad news, is you can't stop it, you can't prevent it. There's no lotions and potions. The good news is that it comes back. And no one's ever said to me, I wish I'd never lost my weight because I wanted to keep my hair. You can change your hairstyle, you can change some things. It comes back. I put it, it's a long game after weight loss surgery. It's not short. So I know that's probably not the answer you wanted to hear. I do say don't spend lots of money on lotions and potions. Just take good vitamins, get your protein, and you need to ride through it. So say it's going to fall, make sure you get your protein. Yeah, cool. Beautiful, lovely. So thank you all for your time. I'm going to wrap it up because of time. I've covered everything off, the key habits to practice from week 3 after surgery. So if you would like to know more about working with me, I've got a program called the Bariatric Nutrition Bootcamp. If you would like to know more, please send me a DM. Alternatively, I've got a program video. You can click on that. Thanks everyone, and thank you for your time. And I'll see you